Today's video, we're going to explore a tough but important topic: how to deal with an emotionally unavailable partner using psychology. Relationships can be really rewarding, but when your partner is emotionally distant or closed off, it can leave you feeling frustrated, lonely, and confused. So, what do you do if you're in this situation? Let's dive into it. 1. Define what is emotional unavailability. First, let's talk about what emotional unavailability actually is. An emotionally unavailable partner is someone who has difficulty connecting with their feelings or sharing them with others. They might avoid deep conversations, shut down when things get serious, or just seem distant and uninterested in what's going on inside your mind and heart. This could happen for a variety of reasons, such as past trauma, fear of vulnerability, or simply because they weren't taught how to open up emotionally. It can be really painful for the person on the receiving end, as they might feel ignored, rejected, or even unloved. 2. Why does emotional unavailability happen? First, past experiences play a big role. If someone's been hurt in past relationships, maybe they experienced betrayal or abandonment, they might protect themselves by building emotional walls. These walls can keep them from opening up or fully trusting anyone, even the person they're with now. Second, fear of vulnerability is a huge one. Being vulnerable means opening up and allowing someone to see your true self, which can feel risky. Many people associate vulnerability with weakness or the possibility of being hurt, so they close themselves off emotionally as a defense mechanism. And lastly, some people grow up in environments where emotions weren't discussed openly. Maybe their parents didn't show affection or communicate their feelings. This can lead to them not knowing how to express their emotions properly later in life. 3. Perspective, psychological strategies to deal with emotional unavailability. So, what can you do if you're in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable partner? The good news is, there are some psychology-based strategies that can help you understand this situation better and navigate it in a healthy way. 1. Be patient, but set boundaries. Patience is key here. Change won't happen overnight, and you can't force someone to open up. But setting healthy boundaries is important. You need to communicate your own needs, such as wanting emotional connection or honest conversation, without pressuring them. For example, instead of saying, "Why don't you ever talk to me about how you feel?" you might say, "I feel disconnected when we don't talk about how we're both doing emotionally. It's important to me to have that connection." 2. Encourage small steps. Sometimes, emotionally unavailable people are afraid of big emotional conversations. So, instead of diving into deep talks, try encouraging smaller, more manageable steps. Ask questions that invite them to share little bits at a time. For instance, "How was your day? What did you enjoy the most today?" By making it easier for them to open up gradually, they may feel less overwhelmed and start to trust the process. 3. Don't take it personally. It's easy to feel hurt or rejected when your partner is emotionally distant, but remember, this often has nothing to do with you. Emotional unavailability usually stems from their own fears, insecurities, or past trauma. Try not to take their distance personally, even though it might feel that way. You can also try to encourage them to seek professional help, like therapy, if they're open to it. Therapy can be incredibly helpful for someone struggling with emotional availability because it helps them explore their past, heal, and learn how to communicate better. 4. Self-care is essential. Finally, don't forget about your own emotional well-being. You cannot fix your partner, and you shouldn't feel responsible for their emotional growth. Focus on your own needs and practice self-care. Talk to friends, engage in activities that make you happy, and consider speaking to a therapist yourself if you need help navigating the situation. Part 4. Example, real-life application and case study. Let me give you an example of how this could play out in real life. Imagine you're in a relationship with someone who's emotionally distant. They don't open up much, and when you try to talk about deeper issues, they avoid the conversation. You start feeling ignored and wonder if they even care about you. One approach could be to bring up how their emotional distance is making you feel, but in a calm and non-accusatory way. For example, you might say, "I feel lonely when we don't talk about our feelings, and I really need a deeper connection with you." Instead of pushing them, you could suggest small ways they could start sharing, like asking how their day went or talking about something that made them happy. Over time, you might see them open up a little more, maybe not immediately, but gradually. If they start responding positively, that's a sign they may be ready to work on this issue. But if they stay closed off and uninterested, it might be time to think about whether this relationship is fulfilling your needs. So, to wrap up, dealing with an emotionally unavailable partner can be really tough, but it's not impossible. It's all about patience, understanding, and knowing when to set boundaries for your own emotional health. Remember, you deserve a relationship where both partners are emotionally available and willing to grow together. I hope these tips were helpful. If you've experienced this in your own relationships, feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.